Hey guys, I just have part of that spree tree that we built earlier in the other video, or we haven't seen that. Just another thing that I made. Actually, let me go ahead and get rid of this guy. Um, so I want to work more in the other one. We didn't really get to go over the displacement map any. Um, so go ahead and inside those textures I gave you, I found one for like a moss or something, and this could be a way that you could create some bushes or whatever without really modeling anything. Or this could be for like a bunch of leaves. I think there was one for a bunch of leaves in there too. You could see if that one works. But let's go ahead and do this. So I'm just going to drop in the sphere like we had before, and since this is kind of a repeating texture, it doesn't really matter. And you'll see what I mean of how we can use this. So let's go ahead and plug in those maps again. Let's go ahead and assign a new material, go into your Arnold, go ahead and assign that AI standard shader. Here, go ahead and click that. Let's go ahead and plug in our maps. So I'm going to go to the map color file, go to my images. I am not in the right project area, so I'm just going to go ahead and copy that over. You'll want to make sure that your project is set up correctly. Obviously mine isn't because I'm flipping through a bunch of projects to create these videos, but go ahead and assign that base color. Go ahead and put that up. Again, we can't see it, so we gotta press 6. There we go. So that could be cool. You could dysmorph that and everything. What we're really focusing on this is more working with that displacement texture. So go ahead and we can start plugging in the rest of our maps. We don't need anything with this, so we can go back. We need to plug in our roughness. Let's just have roughness. So let's go ahead and plug that in. Go into File, our maps. Go ahead and find our roughness map. Open that up. Back. And then don't need any transmission for this. We're gonna go and plug in our normals and geometry here. Bumping. File. Remember, this already looks like it's plugged in, but it's not. And our normal map. Cool. So now we're starting to get kind of a texture on there. Let's go into Arnold and drop in Skydome. View. So that could kind of work if you dysmorph it and everything. But let's go ahead and place in this displacement map and the ambient inclusion. So we're going to go to our hypershade either in your Windows, Render, Editor, Hypershade, or just go ahead and click that button. Wait. It's super big for some reason. There we go. Go ahead and find your right one. I'm just going to come back over here and name this. Moss, just because it actually is moss. But, and we are going to find moss. Go ahead and click the double arrow to bring it down. And we need to place in that displacement map. So go ahead and bring in your displacement map. Beep. And grab that out color and plug it in. Mine's being a little slow. And then we need to add in that ambient occlusion map. So we're going to go ahead and drop the ambient occlusion in. And disconnect this guy. Delete this guy. Go ahead and press Control and your middle mouse button and plug it in. Okay. And then Maya's being very slow. Go ahead and press tab, press AI really quickly, and multiply to bring that. And multiplier, ambient occlusion goes into number 2. Color, base color goes into number 1, so I'm just gonna move these guys around. Thank you. And out color goes back into base color. Cool. So our thing is all set up, and if you were watching, that's why it's running really slow. I think it was rendering the whole time. It starts to starts to morph our actual thing, just like I showed you in that PowerPoint, um, how it would morph our thing, and we can actually control this. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this because we don't need this anymore. I'm going to go into our ball, stop that from rendering so it's not as thing, and get Clark. Okay, so my thing really isn't liking me right now. I'm just going to turn this back down. So you want to turn this into Cat Clark. And these will all come up now, and there's this displacement attributes, and you're going to want to change the height. So I'm just going to try to open the render view again. And something is glitching on my end. Ooh. Okay. Sorry about that. Bring this on over. So if we go in here and change the height, you can see it starts to physically dysmorph our object. Right. So you can go ahead and play around with that. Clark. Do whatever you want. Maybe 2 looks good. And then what I could do is I could go into my face mode and go ahead and press B and then start moving this around as well. You know, and then you can start to get more of a tree bunch type shape that way. So that's another thing of where you can play with that displacement texture, and it will more physically move your how much depth everything has. It might work a little bit better. There wasn't much to see on that. If you tiled the texture more. Um, but yeah, so that is another cool thing that you could do with those. Thanks. Bye.